Hi, friend. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the Jasmine Star Show. My name is Courtney, and I am the community manager here at Social Curator, which means that I get to spend my days interacting with incredible people like you inside of our private Facebook community. Now, I have a question for you. Have you ever been in a funk? I'll give you a second to think about it. It shouldn't take that long. As a business owner, I'm guessing your answer is yes, because it's completely normal to feel overwhelmed and uninspired from time to time. In fact, we see it all the time inside of the Social Curator community, and we know that it can be a difficult hurdle to overcome. That's why Jasmine spontaneously popped into our community to teach curators 7 of her best tips to get out of a funk and fast. And that is exactly what you're going to hear today, because it's just too good to keep to ourselves. So friend, without further ado, here is Jasmine's Facebook Live from inside the Social Curator community on how to get out of a funk.
Hi friends, welcome, and surprise, I am popping in with a message around a conversation. I am sitting outside of my apartment. Yes, my apartment. At the time of this filming, there's a truck passing by. At the time of this filming, my husband and I and my baby daughter are still in an apartment as we are trying to refurbish a fixer-upper. And it's throughout this process that it's really heightened my awareness to so many things personally and professionally. And just like building a house, you and I are trying to build a business. And we have this vision of what the house will look like. You know, the house is the business. And we have this vision and we just can't wait for it to come to life. And then I have to tell you that all we sense and all we feel is delays. It's not happening as we had expected. Man, we thought we could afford that. Now we realize we can't. It's going to take longer than we expected. And I realized that the emotions that I was feeling personally are also very similar to the feelings that I feel professionally. And the good thing is that when I went into the group, I realized that I wasn't alone. Somebody had asked a question in the group, and it just sparked so much conversation with myself and the team. And we said, why don't we talk about the things that a lot of other people aren't talking about? Ooh, wow, there you go. Why aren't we talking about the things that a lot of other people aren't talking about? So I'm going to do a flash fire pop-in to talk about things and bring them to the surface. So my question for you right now, yes or no, do you ever find yourself in a funk? And I'm going to answer so that you have the courage to answer. And the answer is yes. It is very common for me to find myself in a funk. In fact, Jamie Lynn asked this question last week. What's your best advice on getting out of a funk? Lately, I've been playing and losing the comparison game, letting fear in and just in a slump. Oh, she then asked, how do y'all kick yourself into gear? And I love the fact that this question was asked in this private community so that we could be real and not have to pretend like life is perfect all the time. So if you are currently in a funk or you have experienced a funk, I have to tell you, you're not alone. It is so common for business owners like you and I to feel this way. So why don't we have a conversation about what it looks like, and then what we could do with the tools to move us past that point so that we're moving past the funk, not giving into the funk. Because life and business will ebb and flow along with your excitement and your motivation. There are some days where I wake up and I am just feeling it, right? And I'm hopeful, I'm optimistic, things are happening. And then there are days that I wake up and it feels like I ask myself, is this going to work? It feels like I got punched in the gut. It feels like I see other people who are getting investment or growth or, really going to investors. And I think to myself, am I doing the wrong thing? And I have to remind myself that this is really normal. It is okay. Just like Jamie Lynn admitted, she's like, I'm falling into the comparison game. If we keep on saying, no, that's wrong, we put up a wall of not feeling the things that we should feel. If we were actually to say, you know what, the comparison game is normal. It's not healthy, but it's normal. And if we start saying, hey, I think that I've been comparing and I'm falling into a funk, how then do we move past that point? So right now we're going to pop into 7 ways to get out of a funk. Number 1, change the environment. Change your scene. It is so simple to simply move from your kitchen table to a sofa. Now, I just told you that I've been working for 17 months out of an apartment It is an apartment that is less than 700 square feet. So there is not a lot of space for me to work, along with having a 17-month-old daughter. So my change of scene could literally, I brought my computer outside. We have this tiny, tiny, tiny little like seating area. And she's on the inside with her daddy eating, and I am outside. And you want to know what? I have fresh air. And I think to myself, so grounding. Let's move into number 2. Holly actually recommended, I love this advice, all sourced from our community. I do things I truly love to do and take a break from work, removing any pressure to kick things into gear. It's okay to be in a funk sometimes. It too shall pass. Nature is an incredible remedy to funks. Holly, yes, I recommend it. And that's actually one of our next points. And that's number 2, to move your body. And I understand that, one, I'm a first-time mom and I'm a new mom. Gone are the days of like, I'm going to go on a 90-minute workout. Like, yeah, right. Like, like that's just not happening for me right now. There are times where I'm just like, I need 15 minutes and I'm going to walk in our neighborhood. Or I put on a song right now. If you guys want to dance, Waka Waka by Shakira, or Shakira, depending on how you say it. Waka Waka by Shakira. Like, just, you're going to thank me. It just gets your body moving. You just dance. It's my favorite song to dance with Luna at this moment. And I'm telling you, it is the cure to a funk. Number 3 way to get out of funk is write it out and create a plan. I have noticed, and I've spent years in therapy working through me actually realizing that the reason I was in a funk was because I was keeping all of the things I wanted to do or had to do or needed to do in my head. The brain is a muscle, and I did not realize I was fatiguing it. So my therapist just said, write it down anywhere in any way, shape, or form. Just scribble it down. I actually keep a notepad by my bed because there are times where I'm trying to fall asleep and I'm like, oh, I need to send an email, or, oh, I have this idea. I just write it on the piece of paper and then it's released from my mind. Simply by writing it out, you can then put it as part of a plan. If not today, if not tomorrow, in the future. So your brain can release the weight of it. Number 4 way to get out of a funk is to complete small tasks. Oftentimes, we have a to-do list that is so long and it feels very overwhelming, but some of those tasks are not created equal. There are big tasks, medium, and small tasks. If you're feeling very overwhelmed and you can't get the momentum, do the small things first. Quite honestly, one of the things that have been a game changer for me is I hate making my bed. I think it's the most epic waste of time. But since living in an apartment, I realized that when anything is disheveled, it feels like the entire apartment is dirty. So every morning, wake up, brush my teeth, pray, meditate, get some coffee. And then what I'll do is I won't make it very neat, but I'll just get my comforter, tuck it in, and put my pillows. And it's like, a small task is done. Those small tasks actually build up the momentum to medium and large size tasks. Mary Beth said, focus on doing small things to push the needle. Get up 10 minutes earlier. Read a book for fun. Go to sleep 10 minutes earlier. Don't be so hard on yourself when you're in a funk. I actually love Mary Beth's advice because I actually started taking it. I am waking up 10 minutes early and going to bed 10 minutes late. And instead of like read a book for fun, I realized that I wasn't prioritizing reading. So every day I have a challenge for myself to read 10 pages of any book. It's the 10, 10, and 10. I feel like it's kind of been like a good thing for me and I've really appreciated it. Shelby says, oh my gosh, this is so great. Not that you've been in a funk, but because I'm not the only one. I think the overwhelming aspect of things gets to us, but making small tasks to accomplish is golden. Yes, that is it, friends. We do not need you to start your business, finish your business, end your business, sell your business in a week. We need you to do the small things to move the needle. Number 5, do something creative. Now, I get it. Not very many of us have like an easel and oil paints laying around the house. But just this morning, I actually should take my laptop and go in the house. Our living room, which is just like a tiny space, has this little tiny table. And Luna brought out crayons and stickers. Last night, she's teething pretty significantly. So I had to spend 2 hours with her last night, just rocking her. It was so beautiful. I felt sad she was crying, but it was such a good moment just to me, for me to be a mom. But I woke up super exhausted and I'm like, you know what? I'm talking about a class about doing something to get out of a funk, let me sit down and like just color with her. And y'all, I didn't color for 30 minutes. Like we colored just for a few seconds. She's 17 months old and we just kind of scribbled. We have some stickers, like small things like that shift the way that we prioritize the important things in our lives. Number 6 out of 7 ways to get out of a funk is to examine your schedule and your routine. I cannot tell you how important it is to have a routine. This is, I don't talk about it too much. I do occasionally. I think it's been like a long journey for me, but there were a patch, a few years where I had severely suffered with depression, and working through a lot of this stuff along the way made me realize that when I had a routine, I was optimizing my life. I was optimizing my time, but I was optimizing the way that my brain was computing the world. I got up, I had a list of things to do, I was accomplishing, and it was truly tiny little baby steps, one in front of the other. That was like a big shift. And the good thing is that since I've moved past that point in my life, I now realize that life is a series of small, tiny little steps with consistency. So if you don't have a schedule, or you don't have a routine, or maybe you've tried and it didn't work, perhaps this would be the strongest discipline for you right now to say, you know what, I'm not in a good place. Maybe if I were to strategically lay out my day over a series of days, I would be able to see a difference. Karen says, I have a morning routine. I call it my mojo morning. I actually have recorded my voice with spa music in the background and state my goals, my accomplishments, my mission statement, my vision of where I will be in the next 5 years, and a ton of affirmations. I listen to it while I'm walking my dog or I'm exercising. It makes a huge difference. Friends, Karen is killing the game. She spent a few minutes recording herself. Karen is speaking to herself loving. Karen is speaking to her brain in a way that is positive. Do you know that the average brain thinks over 60,000 thoughts a day? You and I think over 60,000 thoughts a day, and 98% of them are negative. Like, this is like a scientific study. Check it out by Dr. Amen. I heard a series by Dr. Amen located in San Diego, California, La Jolla, California. And he was talking about the average brain thinks 60,000 thoughts a day, and 98% of them are negative. What Karen is doing is she's changing the 98 to 97, and from the 97 to 96, and from 96 to 95. Friends, I am telling you, this is powerful and it works. Number 7, know when it's time to rest. And this is hard because as business owners, we want to do all the things in all the ways. But I have to tell you, some of the advice that I was reading in the group from curators was priceless. True rest will recharge and empower you to come back stronger. In fact, just last week, I was speaking to somebody on the team and I said, I think I need to take a social media break. I know we want to launch Social Curator in the next 6 or 8 weeks. And I know it's not smart or advisable, but I need to check out because I can't keep on running at this pace. So I'm just going to take 4 or 5 days off. I'm going to relax. I'm going to unplug. And Jocelyn said, take a social media break, maybe even a couple of days, and start with what's fun. I fall into funks too and frequently go back to my why. Heck yes, Jocelyn. Why are you doing this? I understand that I'm not taking a social media break just for me. I'm taking a social media break to show to other people that you are on your own race. You play your own game. There are no rules. I am going to take a break, and I have before. I take 3 or 4 social media breaks a year, and I come back and I'm like, all right, got to build up the momentum again, but nothing was broken. Kate said, one of my teenage staff said to me the other day, your bed is a wireless charger for your body. Fight me. Ooh, yes, your bed is a wireless charger for your body. Aside from the fact that I almost died laughing, she is right. Naps or proper evening sleep help so much to recharge me. Yes, friends. Yes, yes, yes. Do you know yesterday, y'all, this is silly and it's stupid. And I told my husband, I was like, we're not that old, but we are. We put our baby down every night at 7 p.m. She goes down like clockwork. And then we find a way to we'll read, we'll watch TV or watch a movie or eat dinner. We have an hour just to decompress, have to catch up with a few things. But the thing that I started realizing, he says, Jasmine, I am setting an alarm at 8 o'clock. I want us to be in bed so that we can be fully rested, which was actually so great that I listened to him because we ended up falling asleep around 9:30. And then the baby woke up. But it was a good thing that we were in bed completely checked out, because even though I was awake for 2 hours yesterday, I still woke up feeling refreshed and feeling okay, with my mind focused on the things that have to get done. And a little bit ago, I had mentioned the idea of tiny baby steps, and that's all we really mean, friend. Just keep yourself moving forward. You will not be moving at the pace that you want. You and I, we're not going as fast as we want. We're not getting the results that we want as quickly as we want. But the idea is, as long as we are one tiny baby step ahead of where we were yesterday, we're in good company. Like Emily, who says, focus on helping others. Yes. Jean, look at where you started and where you are now. Count the little wins, including the times that you did something even when you didn't want to do anything. Kirsty says, focus on activity, not results. Y'all, I am telling you, inside of this community, we are surrounded by bold, brilliant minds who are all committed and saying, you know what? Being in a funk is normal. But here's one thing that we know to be true with the capital T. Success requires consistency, and consistency requires discipline, and discipline requires doing the work, even when it's hard. Now, mind you, we did not say do 18 hours of work for 18 years. No, we don't want to grind until the grave. All we're saying is do tiny little steps that will help us move past the funk. And friends, learn to rest, not quit. Social Curator will always be here. You are running your own race at your own pace. It is okay for you to set the terms of how you want to run your business. I have said it before and I've said it again. One of my favorite quotes is that overwhelm is the abundance of everything you have asked for. When you are overwhelmed, it's because you're getting the thing that you would ask for. You wanted to start a business, you got a business. You wanted clients, you got clients. You wanted to learn how to take on more in your business, you got that too. The more we take on, it's everything we wanted. So I want us to make sure that in the moments where we feel like, oh, this is so much, like even last night, being overwhelmed as a new mom was everything I had asked for to become a mom. Being overwhelmed as a business owner, trying to start a tech SaaS company, this is everything that I had truly asked for. So in those moments that I feel really overwhelmed, I have to take a minute and express gratitude and say, wow, I'm doing the thing I wanted. Even though it doesn't look like how I expected, I'm doing the thing that I wanted. So we here at Social Curator, we saw this post in the community. We saw the amazing feedback and the comments in the community. Our amazing community manager and our community admin and our community moderators. We saw this and we said, we need to highlight this conversation and remind everybody that you are not alone. We've given 7 ways for you to get out of a funk. We've given you so many opportunities to connect with people in this community. And last and final, we are cheering you on. This road of entrepreneurship is not for the faint of heart. It is for the people who are willing to do the work that other people aren't willing to do. So it is from my heart to yours that I get to represent the entire team and let y'all know that the journey and the joy of the journey is us finding peace with the process until we get the thing that we want. So friends, just a quick hop in. I wanted to send love and gratitude. Many thanks to the team who are in the comments right now, responding to questions, making sure that we're all connecting. Like always, I am here to do these pop-ins. I am here to serve you well. And I'm here as a representation of the entire team who is rooting you on. Friends, much love, much gratitude. I hope you have a beautiful day. Keep slaying. Find your way. We're here to help. Bye, friends.
Welcome back. It's Courtney here again. I just have to say that I love when Jasmine pops into our community like this because she speaks straight fire into curators' hearts and meets them exactly where they're at. And after this conversation, I hope you feel the same. I hope you feel fired up to get out of a funk, to get out of the comparison game, and to build your business. If so, we would love to help you market your business on social media in our upcoming free class, How to Plan, Create, and Execute a Month of Social Media Posts in 1 day. In this 1-hour masterclass, Jasmine will teach you our proven methods to batch your social media content once a month, pick the perfect photos, choose captions that engage your audience, and so much more. To save your seat, head to jasminestar.com/30 days or click the link in the episode description from wherever you're listening to the podcast today. We can't wait to see you there. And in case you needed one last reminder, friend, you can get out of a funk and you are most certainly not alone. On that note, we will see you soon at jasminestar.com/30 days.